When you talk about the San Francisco Giants, you're not just talking about baseball. You're talking about time, about eras and emotions, about triumphs that echoed from the Polo Grounds in New York to the foggy nights of Oracle Park. The Giants' story stretches back to the 19th century, to the days of wool uniforms and black and white photographs, to when baseball was still carving its place in the American soul. From New York to San Francisco, one constant has remained: greatness. The Giants didn't just produce players, they produced legends. Men who changed the way the game was played, men who made fans believe in miracles, and men whose names are still whispered with reverence every time the orange and black take the field. These are the 20 greatest players in San Francisco Giants history. The heroes who built the dynasty brick by brick, generation by generation. Number 20, Jeff Kent. Few second basemen in baseball history ever hit for power like Jeff Kent. During his 6 unforgettable seasons with the San Francisco Giants, from 1997 to 2002, Kent was more than just a solid player, he was a force of nature. While Barry Bonds grabbed headlines with his record-breaking home runs, Kent was the muscle right behind him, the one who made pitchers pay if they dared pitch around Bonds. In that span, he belted 175 home runs and drove in over 700 runs, numbers unheard of for a second baseman. His production earned him the 2000 National League MVP award, a rare feat for his position. But Kent wasn't just about numbers. He brought an edge, fiery, intense, and brutally competitive. Sometimes that attitude sparked clashes, even with Bonds himself, but it also fueled one of the most dangerous lineups baseball had ever seen. He played with grit, power, and pride, the kind of player who never backed down, even when tempers flared or pressure mounted. Number 19, Frankie Frisch. Before the Giants ever made their way to the West Coast, they had the Fordham Flash. Frankie Frisch, a name that still echoes through baseball history. A switch-hitting dynamo with a rare blend of speed, intelligence, and confidence, Frisch embodied the energy of early 20th century baseball. From 1919 to 1926, he was the beating heart of the New York Giants, leading them through one of the franchise's first golden eras. Under manager John McGraw, Frisch helped the Giants capture 4 straight pennants from 1921 to 1924, a stretch of dominance that defined the franchise's identity in the Roaring '20s. Frisch wasn't just fast, he was precise. He hit over .300 in nearly every season with the Giants, spraying line drives to all fields and turning in flawless defense at second and third base. Even after he left New York and later became a manager and respected voice of the game, the roots of his greatness remained in his Giants years. For the early Giants faithful, Frankie Frisch wasn't just a star. He was the standard bearer for how baseball was meant to be played. Number 18, Joe McGinnity. They called him Iron Man, Joe McGinnity. And once you hear his story, you'll understand why that name wasn't just a nickname. It was a warning to every batter who faced him. In the early 1900s, McGinnity was the definition of durability. While most pitchers today might go 6 or 7 innings, McGinnity would throw complete games, almost every single time he stepped on the mound. And get this, he was known to pitch both games of a doubleheader on the same day and win them both. Can you imagine that level of stamina and fire? In 1904, he did something that seems almost impossible now: 35 wins in a single season. That's not a typo. That's a level of dominance that belongs in baseball mythology. Under John McGraw's fiery leadership, McGinnity was one of the pillars of the Giants' early dynasty, combining unshakable toughness with pinpoint control. He didn't overpower hitters with sheer velocity. He outthought them, outlasted them, and outworked them. Before pitch counts, before load management, before the modern era of rest and rotation, there was Joe McGinnity, the Iron Man who refused to sit down. Number 17, Tim Lincecum. When Tim Lincecum showed up, no one could have guessed what was coming. He wasn't your typical ace: small frame, long hair, and a delivery that looked like it broke every rule in the book. But when he let that ball fly, the baseball world took notice. From 2008 to 2011, the Freak didn't just dominate, he redefined dominance. 2 Cy Young Awards, 3 strikeout titles, and performances that made even the best hitters look helpless. And who could forget that complete game shutout in Game 1 of the 2010 NLDS? One of the most clutch performances in Giants history. It set the tone for San Francisco's first World Series championship in 56 years. Lincecum wasn't built like a powerhouse, but his heart, confidence, and pure electric stuff made him larger than life. Every time he took the mound, it felt like something special was about to happen. He was electricity personified. A reminder that greatness doesn't come from size. It comes from fire, belief, and the will to defy expectations. Number 16, Johnny Mize. Though his time with the New York Giants was brief, Johnny Mize left a mark that still echoes through baseball history. Nicknamed the Big Cat, Mize was elegance and power rolled into one. From 1942 to 1949, interrupted only by his service in World War II, Mize hit .299 with 157 home runs, proving that even time away couldn't dull his brilliance. His 1947 season stands as one of the greatest in Giants history. 51 home runs, 138 RBIs, and a swing so smooth it seemed effortless. He wasn't a loud personality or a showman. He didn't need to be. Every crack of his bat did the talking. In an era when baseball ruled New York, Mize was one of its true kings, a player who blended discipline, timing, and raw strength into pure artistry. Even decades later, his legacy remains a testament to timeless hitting, proof that class and consistency never go out of style. Number 15, Will Clark. If you were a Giants fan in the late 80s, you believed in Will the Thrill. Will Clark wasn't just a star, he was a spark that reignited San Francisco baseball. With that sweet left-handed swing and fiery competitive energy, Clark became the face of the franchise during one of its most thrilling chapters. In the 1989 NLCS, he delivered one of the greatest postseason performances in history, hitting .650 with 2 home runs, including a legendary grand slam off Greg Maddux that sent the Giants to the World Series. Every at-bat felt like an event, every glare to the mound a statement. Clark played with emotion, pride, and heart, embodying everything the city loved, blue-collar grit wrapped in undeniable talent. Long before the World Series trophies of the 2010s, Will Clark was the heartbeat of the Giants, a reminder that passion could carry a team just as far as power. Number 14, Madison Bumgarner. Some pitchers are great, others become myths. Madison Bumgarner is both. His 2014 postseason wasn't just dominant, it was otherworldly. A 0.43 ERA in the World Series, 21 innings of sheer brilliance, and then the impossible. A 5-inning save in Game 7, just 2 days after throwing a complete game shutout. Bumgarner was country-strong, calm under pressure, and built for the biggest stage. Every pitch came with the same message: "You're not beating me." With 3 World Series rings, a career full of clutch moments, and a reputation for ice-cold composure, Bumgarner didn't just win. He etched his name into baseball legend. When the lights burned brightest in October, there was simply no one better. Number 13, Orlando Cepeda. Before he became the Baby Bull in St. Louis, Orlando Cepeda began his Hall of Fame journey as a Giant. In 1958, the team's very first season in San Francisco, Cepeda burst onto the scene, winning the Rookie of the Year award and capturing the hearts of fans with his power, grace, and effortless charisma. He wasn't just hitting home runs, he was helping a city fall in love with baseball all over again. Cepeda's bat was loud, his smile brighter, and his presence unforgettable. More than a superstar, he was the bridge between eras, carrying the Giants from their proud New York history into their vibrant California future. Number 12, Bill Terry. Bill Terry is remembered as the last National League player to hit .400, finishing the 1930 season at .401, a number etched forever in baseball lore. But Terry was much more than just a batting average. As the cornerstone of the New York Giants in the 1920s and 30s, He was the perfect blend of power, precision, and poise. At first base, his glove was steady. At the plate, his swing was poetry in motion. When he later took over as manager, he guided the Giants to the 1933 pennant, proving that his baseball brilliance went beyond the batter's box. Terry wasn't loud or flashy. He led with quiet confidence and an unshakable belief in the fundamentals of the game. Do you think anyone in today's power-driven era could ever hit .400 again, the way Bill Terry once did? Number 11, Amos Rusie. Before radar guns, before slow-motion replays, there was Amos Rusie, the Hoosier Thunderbolt. Pitching in the 1890s, Rusie's fastball was so terrifyingly fast that Major League Baseball moved the pitching mound back to its current distance of 60 feet, 6 inches, all because of him. Imagine being so dominant that the rules of the game had to change, just to level the playing field. In 8 seasons with the Giants, Rusie racked up 234 wins, led the league in strikeouts 5 times, and became the prototype for the modern power pitcher. Before there was Nolan Ryan or Bob Gibson, there was Amos Rusie, blazing fastballs when radar guns didn't even exist. Number 10, Gaylord Perry. Gaylord Perry was a master of deception, a pitcher who turned mystery into an art form. During his 10 seasons with the Giants, he racked up 134 wins, earned the 1972 Cy Young Award, and built a reputation as one of the smartest and most durable pitchers of his generation. Perry didn't just throw pitches, he played mind games. His control was pinpoint, his delivery unpredictable, and those spitball rumors? Let's just say he never stopped enjoying the guessing game. He thrived on confusion, making hitters question every pitch that left his hand. That psychological edge was his real weapon. And it made him one of baseball's great tricksters. Number 9, Bobby Bonds. Before Barry Bonds, there was Bobby Bonds, a true 5-tool phenom who showed the world just how dynamic one player could be. With the San Francisco Giants, Bobby blasted 186 home runs and swiped 263 bases, blazing trails as one of the first players to combine elite power and speed. His game was electric. Every at-bat, every stolen base felt like a spark that could ignite the whole stadium. Bobby wasn't just an athlete, he was a prototype, the kind of player who made scouts rethink what was possible and fans fall in love with the unpredictability of baseball. And beyond his numbers, he passed down more than just talent. He inspired a legacy that would later become one of the most iconic names in the sport. Number 8, Buster Posey. The quiet leader of a dynasty. That's who Buster Posey was. From the moment he stepped behind the plate, Posey became the heart and mind of the San Francisco Giants. The Rookie of the Year, MVP, batting champion, and Gold Glove winner, he checked every box a player could dream of. But what truly set him apart wasn't just his stats. It was his calm, steady presence when the lights burned brightest. He guided 3 different pitching staffs to World Series championships in 2010, 2012, and 2014, calling games with surgical precision and delivering clutch hits that defined a generation. Whether it was handling Madison Bumgarner's brilliance or stepping up in October with ice in his veins, Posey never flinched. He didn't need swagger or headlines. His quiet confidence and leadership built a dynasty. Number 7, Carl Hubbell. Carl Hubbell's Scroogie wasn't just a pitch, it was sorcery. In the 1930s, the meal ticket stood atop the baseball world, baffling hitters with a screwball that broke the laws of physics. Calm, composed, and unshakable, Hubbell became the face of Giants dominance. Over his career, he won 253 games, claimed 2 MVP awards, and authored one of the most jaw-dropping streaks in baseball history: 24 consecutive victories between 1936 and 1937. But his defining moment came on a summer afternoon in 1934. In the All-Star Game, Hubbell struck out Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Jimmy Fox, Al Simmons, and Joe Cronin, 5 legends, one after another. It was a display so legendary that even decades later, players still spoke of it in awe. Carl Hubbell didn't just dominate an era, he elevated pitching to an art form. Number 6, Juan Marichal. With his high leg kick slicing through the air and his pinpoint control painting the corners, Juan Marichal was pure poetry in motion. From 1960 to 1973, he won 238 games for the Giants and threw more than 200 innings in 10 seasons. A picture of durability and brilliance. Marichal didn't just pitch, he performed. Every windup was a work of art. Every delivery, a brush stroke of precision. His legendary duels with Sandy Koufax weren't just games. They were masterpieces, timeless showdowns between two of the greatest ever to take the mound. But beyond the numbers and the rivalries, it was Marichal's grace, confidence, and composure that defined him. Carried himself like a maestro, and every time he stepped on the mound, fans knew they were watching something special. He wasn't just a pitcher, he was the embodiment of elegance in a Giants uniform. Number 5, Willie McCovey. Few hitters in baseball history struck fear the way Willie "Stretch" McCovey did. With his long arms, thunderous swing, and calm intensity, he could change a game with a single swing. Balls didn't just leave the park when McCovey hit them. They soared into the San Francisco sky, sometimes landing in the waters that would later be named McCovey Cove in his honor. In 1969, he claimed the National League MVP award, cementing his place among the game's elite. By the time he retired, his 521 home runs stood as a monument to raw power and consistency. But beyond the numbers, it was his humility, quiet leadership, and love for the game that made him a fan favorite and a clubhouse cornerstone. McCovey wasn't just a slugger, he was a symbol of the Giants' spirit. Every time he stepped into the batter's box, pitchers held their breath, fans rose to their feet, and baseball felt a little bit bigger. Number 4, Christy Mathewson. Long before Willie Mays electrified baseball, Christy Mathewson stood as the game's first true superstar, a symbol of excellence and integrity. Playing for the New York Giants from 1900 to 1916, Mathewson's career was a masterpiece of brilliance and consistency. He won 373 games, a number so staggering it still ranks among the most in Major League history, known as Matty or the Big Six. He wasn't just a pitcher, he was a gentleman scholar of the sport. His intelligence on the mound, combined with his clean image, helped baseball rise from the shadows of rough play into the mainstream respect it enjoys today. His crowning moment came in the 1905 World Series when he pitched 3 complete game shutouts, an achievement that remains unmatched in postseason history. That performance didn't just win the Giants the championship, it immortalized Mathewson as one of the purest competitors the game has ever known. He brought grace, intellect, and honor to a sport still finding its identity. His legacy lives not just in statistics, but in the way he elevated the very spirit of baseball. Number 3, Mel Ott. For nearly 2 decades, Mel Ott stood as the face of the New York Giants, proving that greatness doesn't always come in towering form. At just 5'9", Ott's size might have been modest, but his talent was monumental. With his trademark high leg kick and lightning-fast swing, he became one of the most consistent and feared hitters of the 20th century. Over his career, Ott smashed 511 home runs, every single one of them in a Giants uniform, a testament to his loyalty and legacy. He wasn't just powerful, he was precise, finishing with a .304 lifetime batting average and a remarkable ability to deliver in clutch moments. In 1945, Ott became the first National League player to reach 500 home runs, setting a standard that would inspire generations of sluggers to come. He wasn't flashy, and he didn't chase fame, but his quiet dominance made him a true cornerstone of Giants baseball. He defined what it meant to lead by example, letting his bat speak louder than words ever could. Number 2. Barry Bonds. Few names in sports inspire as much awe or debate as Barry Bonds. But one thing is beyond argument: his greatness was undeniable. In 15 unforgettable seasons with the San Francisco Giants, Bonds redefined what it meant to be a complete hitter. He crushed 586 home runs for the Giants, earned 5 MVP awards, and rewrote baseball history by becoming the all-time home run king. His 73 home run season in 2001 wasn't just record-breaking, it was otherworldly. Every at-bat felt like an event. Every swing at a moment that could reshape the record books. Bonds combined fear, power, and precision like no one before him. Even when teams chose to walk him intentionally, sometimes with the bases loaded, his presence alone changed games. He was that dangerous. Off the field, controversy followed. But inside the batter's box, Bonds was pure dominance. Love him or hate him, there's no denying that Barry Bonds was one of the most feared and complete hitters in baseball history. A man who made the impossible look routine. Number 1. Willie Mays. There's Willie Mays. And then there's everyone else. Known to the world as the Say Hey Kid, Mays wasn't just the greatest Giant. Many believe he was the greatest baseball player who ever lived. His legendary over-the-shoulder catch in the 1954 World Series remains one of the most iconic plays in sports history, a moment frozen in time that captured his genius in motion. But Mays' greatness went far beyond one play. Over 22 incredible seasons with the Giants, he hit 646 home runs, won 2 MVP awards, captured 12 Gold Gloves, and redefined what it meant to be a 5-tool player. Power, speed, defense, intelligence, charisma. Willie Mays had it all. He wasn't just the face of the Giants. He was the soul of baseball, the player every kid wanted to be and every pitcher feared to face. Mays connected generations, bridging the New York and San Francisco eras, embodying everything the franchise stood for: excellence, class, and timeless greatness. Baseball changes, cities change, even the world changes. But the legends of the San Francisco Giants remain timeless. From McGraw's Giants in New York to the dynasties of To the Bay, these 20 men didn't just play the game. They wrote its history. Their names are etched in every crack of the bat, every cheer at Oracle Park, every sunset over the bay. Because the Giants aren't just a team. They're a legacy, built by legends who refuse to be forgotten.